So I'm back in neutral and just feeling the effects of that. And now I just feel like kind of doing a baby pose. So any variation of bringing the knees in, if you want to just hold the knees at the chest, feel free. I'm going to open the knees to the armpits. But if you notice, I'm not going to a pose. My arms are weightless in the air above me. My shoulders are plugged back into the ground, really aware of my supports here. The back of my pelvis and both hips are on the ground. I'm not rounding up through the lower back. My legs are some distance from the chest, but also weightless as I connect the joints, the hips and the shoulders back into the ground. Okay? So there's this, this really floppy quality I can get with my hands and feet. And this is where I start. And I find the strength through my core here. So I'm aware of this emptying out of the belly as the core, the deep core, falls back to the ground and to its support. And that's what helps to give lightness to the legs and feet. Instead of, no connection and I'm carrying my arms and legs. That does not feel good. That's effortful, and I want to be effortless, so I just relax into the ground, and that allows me to let go and be supported. Now that I've been here for a while, now I feel like I can go deeper into an actual pose. So I'm going to grab hold of my toes. You can grab ankles or anywhere, shins, that's comfortable for you. And then rather than, again, just kind of holding in some static place, I'm just going to rock on my back and open and close the legs as much or as little as I want to. So I'll be quiet now and let you experience that for yourself. If you happen to be looking at the video, it might look like I'm frozen, but I'm not. I've just found a place of a really nice stretch, so I'm holding and kind of melting into that. The thing about it is, I'll just say that the stretch I can feel in my inner thigh of my most distant leg, but I can also feel the full length of the left side of my back releasing into the ground. So it's a whole back line release that I'm feeling. It's just lovely. And just checking in with the right side, see if the same thing is there. And it's not the same, but it still feels good. So I'd like to do some standing work, so I'm just going to lower my feet, take a moment to adjust myself to a sitting position. Coming onto all fours. I'm not really doing a child's pose here, so per se. I'm kind of doing a launch into downward dog, but I'm not going to go into downward dog directly. So I'm just kind of shifting my hips right to left, noticing how my hands feel against the ground and just checking that I'm not doing anything awkward, pushing away the ground, resisting. And my toes are bent back, so I'm getting a nice stretch through the backs of the feet, underside of the feet. But you could always be flat on your feet if that's preferable. And I felt ready to go into downward dog, so if that's a position you want to be in, you can push yourself up, or you could stay in like a child's pose or down puppy pose. Now I'm not trying to do anything too posy here. I want to keep moving. I want to keep kind of sensing and feeling the relationship of body parts before I settle into something that is a little more linear, like this. And when I do down dog, I like to think of, if I was building a fire and I had a pile of sticks. I'm going to come down for a moment so I can explain this. And I was standing the sticks to cross and kind of support each other, hold each other up. That is the sensation that I want during down dog. Not that I'm having to, my front body is having not that my upper body is having to support me and my lower body is having to support me, but that they're both resting against each other at the pinnacle. So I'm going to start to walk forward, and here I'm going to take my time, and rather than just go directly to where I know I want to end up, because I'm feeling right now the way that I'm doing this, I'm feeling a nice sensation in my left gluteal regions. So I'm just going to make my way to a forward fold, but taking my time and kind of exploring the sensation in that leg, maybe switching to the other side. This is rule-less yoga for rebels. For rebels and explorers. Okay. So now I'm coming into a forward fold, and I want to keep my knees bent, make sure that I'm not hanging off my back. I have a pretty open line through the back of my legs, so my legs can be quite straight. But this can look like this, and if that's sensation, you're getting enough of a stretch or sensation through the backs of the legs. That's all you need to do. You don't need to force yourself into, this kind of shape. And I really want my back to release here, especially the upper back and all the tissues there. So I'm just kind of flopping my hands on the floor because I can reach it. Of course, blocks can be really nifty here if you can't reach the floor. Plie. I'm going to start to open out into a twist. So I'm bringing my right hand to my right leg and just pressing my legs together towards each other. And that gives me some purchase to start to open through my middle back. So this is important. The lower back is pretty much staying in the same plane. What I'm trying to do here as I anchor myself, I'm opening through the chest. So this stays, like if I had a teacup there, and then this is what's opening from the middle into a twist. And I'm using hand against hand for a little more purchase. And I can really wring out my midsection here, lengthening through the spine, emptying the belly back. And then release. I'm going to give a shake because my legs are getting tired there. And I'm going to go the other way. Bearing in mind that I might not go there the same way I got to the other side. Hard work. All right, I'm separating my feet. I'm going to bend the knees and come up with the strength of my butt. And just stand for a moment. This is back to the breath. Back to that sensation of the whole body being contained within a sphere. Like Da Vinci's man. And just noticing when I breathe, whether or not I can feel the breath moving in all directions. Noticing where I'm holding tension to stand and looking for ways through rebalancing that I can let go of the tension